Yo, what's happening, everybody? Today is August 2nd, 2015. Just got home not too long ago from Nashville. Fresh out of the shower and ready to get rid of this hair. So today I'm going with a bit of a theme. I was looking at my stuff the other day. This is probably going to be a long video. I was looking at my stuff the other day, and I guess I noticed. I have a lot of green things. So today we're going to use green things is what we're going to do. Except for the razor. The razor is a Wolfman WR1 SB on a WR1 handle. The blade that's in it is one of these. Never used one of these before. Hopefully it isn't lame. If it is, I have a Pole Silver at the ready. Today's soap is going to be Barrister Mann's Fougere Imperiale. And let's go ahead and get ready to load this bad boy. And today's brush is going to be Chubby 3 Manchurian jade handle. And it's time to get to work. Like I said, I just got back from Nashville a few hours ago. It's funny, like, I went to Nashville because I had 2 birthday parties to go to, and I don't even have children, and I still have birthday parties to attend. How does that work? I guess it comes with the age. Hope you guys all had a good weekend. I actually had to work on Saturday, and as soon as I got out of the office on Saturday, I went to the aeroport to pick up a car because I didn't want to put the miles on my car. Not to mention that as much as I love my car, the thing is not the best cruising vehicle in the world. And by cruising, I mean, like, you know, just getting on the interstate and just going. And I actually have something that I do want to talk with you guys about. But before I get into that, I was reading a forum. I think it was, I don't remember what forum it was. But somebody was asking about these Simpson's Manchurian brushes. And somebody was like, you know, people always will tell you that a brush is a wall of badger and blah, 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 blah. But he likened these Manchurian chubbies to bricks of badger, and I thought that was hilarious, and I also thought it was very accurate. So, yeah, if you're considering getting one of these brushes and you're wondering what it's like, that's pretty much it. It is a brick of badger. And I hate to say, but they're kind of worth it. All right, let's get this show on the road, huh? Like I said, I've never used one of these blades before. I hope it doesn't suck. I've got a spot on the back of my head that's been giving me trouble over the past few days, so I'm gonna have to tread lightly back there. So, as mentioned, I just got back from the Nashville, and I was driving and I was listening to music, because that's what I do. I guess that's what most people do when they listen to, or when they drive distances like that. That's about 3 hours, something like that, about 3 hours between Knoxville and Nashville. So, you know, I was driving and listening to music and thinking. I was listening to a mix that I recorded a while ago called Candor. It's not my best mix, but I'll link it down below, so if you'd like to check it out, by all means, feel free. But I was listening to the mix, and some of the blends, like, you know, from record to record, some of the blends actually were really, really good, and I just started thinking, I was like, you know what? I mean, this has always been a thing, and if you ask me this question, I'll always give you the same answer. But if you ask me who my favorite DJ is, I'll say that I'm my favorite DJ because I'm pretty good. And it just, it got me thinking, I guess, about, just how I got started and all that. So, picture it. Huntsville, Alabama, autumn of 1995. There was a store in Huntsville called World Conspiracy. World Conspiracy, for a while, was more of a skate shop than anything else, but the guy that ran the store, his name is Philip Couch, he also was a DJ. He used to play drum and bass as well back in the day. I don't know if he still DJs and if he does, what he plays. But, so they were like, they were the store in Huntsville for like cool stuff, underground stuff, I guess, of all sorts. So in 1995, I was fresh out of high school. That was the year I graduated from high school, and I remember they had a party, and this girl, I don't remember what I was doing with her because one of my friends was seeing her. I guess I was just giving her a ride to World Conspiracy because her brother was playing, and her brother played house. So, I went to World Conspiracy, and I stuck around for this party. First time I'd ever been around like dance music, rave music, if you will. I thought it was interesting. Left it at that. No big deal. I knew that I knew her brother, and I knew that he played house, but I just never really paid it any attention because actually back then in 1995, I was kind of coming to the end of my I don't want to say love affair, but I was coming to the end of my exclusivity with hip hop. But the thing about when I listen to hip hop, actually this blade does not suck. At least for now it doesn't. So when I did listen to hip hop, I was very much, I never had a favorite MC. I mean, I know the words to some tunes, blah, blah, blah. But I was never really a lyrics dude when it came to hip hop. I was all about the production, the beats. So, that definitely appealed to me, when I was at the party. Because I don't remember who was playing, who it was that was playing at the time that I was there, but it wasn't the guy Mark that played house. Anyway, so I was interested because it was just instrumental music, it was beats, which again, that's the sort of thing that I've always been into. Now, also keep in mind, I'm Puerto Rican. Both of my parents, I didn't grow up listening to a lot of the same stuff that you guys probably did, like classic rock and blah, blah, blah. Don't really know anything about it. It's not my bag, nor was I exposed to it growing up. I really do like this blade. At least it works really well in this razor, I should say. Now the only thing that sucks about trying to source these blades is that sometimes a vendor may give you the 7 a.m. blades instead of the Gillette 7 o'clock. So be mindful of that if you do decide to chase some of these blades down. Anyway, so yeah, I went there and blah, 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 blah. I always remembered it. But I never really followed up with it, we'll say. Fast forward to 1997, and I met some new friends in the town that I lived in. I lived in Madison, Alabama, which I hate to admit it. I don't hate to admit it. It's just, man, in retrospect, what a terrible, terrible place to live. But, you know, whatever. So I had these new friends, and one of the guys, he played house as well. So started hanging out with them. They didn't like the sort of rap that I listened to. I was really big into West Coast hip hop again because I was into production. The beats, I much preferred the West Coast sound to what the East Coast was doing at the time, because the East Coast stuff it sounded like a bunch of half-done beats to me. Like there was no polish. It didn't sound like there was any post-production, even though I didn't know what post-production was at the time. So started hanging out with them, and you know, I was telling them about my musical tastes, and the dude was like, listen, man, I think I got something for you, because here's the thing, is that, you know, back then, you gotta remember, this was the mid-90s, particularly in the southeastern United States. This was back in the day of ridiculous car audio systems. So I used to listen to these tapes, then they actually were cassette tapes, but I used to listen to these tapes that they would sell, which was music that they would use in these contests, you know, to see who had the loudest car audio system. So, you know, these things were very well produced, and they were all instrumental, and they were nothing but beats. Now this dude, he was originally from Tampa, and one of the guys that I liked a lot was DJ Magic Mike, who was from Orlando. Well, I think I got myself right there. Damn it, Bobby. So yeah, Magic Mike. So he was like, okay, dude, listen, you, I think I know what you would like. Yep, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? So he introduced me to the music that I ended up DJing, called drum and bass, and it is more than strictly drums and bass, but that's just the name of the music. I love the stuff. So, you know, I got into it really heavy, really quickly, because it was right up my alley. Again, it was beats. It was hard beats, huge bass lines, big drums, and they had to make the tunes interesting enough to where they can stand on their own without lyrics, which wouldn't matter to me anyway, because I'm not into that sort of thing. Oh, also what I was mentioning earlier, I don't think I finished, but like I said, I'm Puerto Rican, so, you know, my parents, they didn't play classic rock and blah, 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 blah. I heard salsa, merengue, and mainly salsa and merengue is what I heard growing up, because Pops, that's what he liked. So I was always used to hearing or to being around music that was built pretty much just to put you in motion. So, you know, he played this drum and bass for me, and I was like, yo, this is unbelievable. And that was like late '96. So for the longest time I would just listen to the music, and he was like, yo, you got to go to the parties. You absolutely have to go to the parties. And I was like, no, I don't want to be another raver. There's a million of them. I just like the music. I don't care about the party. So I held out for a while. I don't think it was a full year. It was a bit of time though. So I held out, But I eventually caved, and I went to a party. And for the longest time, I was like, you know, one of the big reasons I didn't want to go to a party is because I was used to hearing this music in my car. And I was like, there's no way that any system, any sound system in a room could compare with the system that I had in my car, because it was immense. I got it SPL, and I think it was, actually I know it was 145.3 is the highest I ever got it tested, 145.3 decibels. That's very loud. Excuse me. So, yeah, so I went to a party, and the sound system there blew me apart. I was so impressed by what I heard that night. I could not believe it. So I was hooked from there forward. Then, you know, went to parties for a while. Stuck with that, and back then, you know, they used to have merchandise tables, of course, where you can buy stuff, and one of the big things was mixtapes, and I used to buy tapes. And then, you know, for the longest time I was just listening to music, going to the parties every now and again, and I was like, I don't want to learn to become a DJ, because there's a million of those too. Well, I started messing around on dudes' turntables, and I learned how to play records, and I was a natural. Some people take weeks and months to learn how to play records. I was able to get it pretty quickly. I'm a man of rhythm. I got rhythm to spare. I can't dance, but I got rhythm to spare. Actually, let me do this real quick. Alright. So I learned how to play records. That was in 1998. I then started buying records. Learned how to play them, because, again, the dude that taught me all this stuff about dance music was a house head. So, you know, drum and bass ended up becoming my thing. He did have some drum and bass records, but I started buying drum and bass records, and I got really good really quick. So then, you know, World Conspiracy, they approached me for a gig in like '99, and I was like, yeah, that'll work. So now, World Conspiracy, they used to throw the big parties. They would have hundreds and hundreds of people from all over the southeastern United States, because in the 90s, that's what you did. You drove to parties after getting flyers from, you know, a few weekends before, to parties in various cities. And so I played, and you know, I had been steadily giving them tapes the whole time, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, they heard my progression. But, you know, so I played, and I did well, and the dude, Flip, who ran the store, was like, yo, you did a lot better than I figured you would have ever done. How long have you owned a pair of tables for? Notice, I've never mentioned anything about buying tables. All I mentioned was buying records and learning how to play. So I told him that I did not own a set of tables, and it blew his mind. And actually, I didn't even get I didn't get my own set of turntables until like 2009, I think it was. It took ages. But I've been playing gigs steadily since then. And by that point, you know, I had started playing on CDJs and CDJs had come and gone for me. I just decided to go back to my records because I like that music a lot more. That's a whole other discussion for another day. I don't really feel like get off my lawn with you guys tonight. So, wow, that's what you call a good shave. So, yeah, you know, I used to always, and here's how I got good so quickly. I used to record everything. Every time I would mix, I would do everything I could to record it, whether it was on a tape deck, or you know, once we got kind of into the 2000s, you know, I started recording digitally on CD or on a computer. BRB. So I would always record what I would play, and I would listen to it incessantly. Like that'd be the only thing that I would listen to for weeks until the next time that I was able to record. So that's how I got good really fast. And maybe it's just my familiarity with my own records. But I just don't think that I don't think that a lot of DJs put the soul and care and je ne sais quoi that I do. I really don't know how to explain what it is, but yeah, I don't think a lot of guys do it the way that I do. So yeah, that's very, I sound very pompous right now, and that's not the intent. I don't know, I never told you guys how I got into DJing and all that stuff and dance music. Anyway, so today's aftershave, this is, it's called emerald water. This is made by some French monks. French monks are good people. They also make a liqueur called, it comes in yellow and green variety, chartreuse, and it's good. Chartreuse is in two of my favorite drinks, the Last Word and the Aviation. This stuff is like 50% alcohol and a few other things. It's like 50% alcohol, a few other things. Honey is one of them. Peppermint. So there's just a touch of cooling. But this is a lovely little scent, but it just doesn't stick around too much for too long, unfortunately. But yeah, it's beautiful stuff. I bought mine on Amazon. The people that I bought it from currently don't have any in stock, but I would imagine they're going to remedy that sometime in the near future. Yeah, this is really good stuff. I absolutely adore it. But like I said, the scent doesn't stick around for too long. So I'm also going to follow it up. This is not green per se, but to me, this, well, I guess I'll tell you what it is first. It's, this is a toner from a company called Chattilon Luxe, out of St. Louis, Missouri. This stuff is incredible. It doesn't have any alcohol, but it is, I mean, just loaded with good stuff for your skin. And it smells really, really, really good. I'll put the website, I'll put the link to the store down in the description. You guys have got to pick some of this stuff up. But this one is tea tree, so that's mostly what it smells like, or that's partly what it smells like. It also has some other scents and notes. To me, this smells very green. And I don't mean like a crisp green, like freshly mowed grass or clovers or something like that. To me, this smells like the moss at the base of an old tree that's been around for years and years and years and years. And somebody comes up and just smears it. And it's just got that really mossy, dank, dark, moist green scent. And I absolutely love it. So yeah, you guys have got to get some of this stuff. It's worth every penny that they're charging. I think it's like 16 bucks for 2 ounces, something like that. But it is so, so worth it. And again, it's got so much good stuff for your skin. It's hilarious. Man, this stuff smells nice. Anyway, so yeah, that's it for today's shave, pretty much. I kind of wanted to talk about the history of drum and bass today, but again, like I said, I was listening to that mix of mine and I was like, yo, I'm such a good DJ. So I decided to toot my own horn for a little bit. Anyways, I hope that you guys have had an excellent weekend. I hope you guys have had a good week. I hope you'll have a good next week. And however long it is until I see you guys next. Peace.